Owning YouTube isn't about rebelling against the algorithm. It's about not letting it make decisions for you. You can grow in a way that's actually fun and sustainable without sacrificing your YouTube channel growth. So we're going to figure all that out right now. First, we really need to talk about what the cost of not having internal rules for yourself are, and chances are you're probably already feeling them. That's why you're watching this video. When you don't have internal rules, every decision feels so much heavier than it really needs to be. And that's because you're not choosing your decisions, you're reacting. And not only does that disempower you, but that gives all your power away to the platform and the algorithm. And that's when you begin to experience situations where opening YouTube Studio and looking at the analytics determines your emotional state for the day. Or even you feel like the latest trends or content formats that are doing really well and going viral on the channel are pulling your attention away from creating the kind of content that not only matters to you, but actually moves the needle in your business. So this is why external rules can't give you internal peace. You can't build a stable sense of self on an ever-changing algorithm. Not only do best practices change, but a constantly evolving platform doesn't account for the different seasons that you're gonna face in your business, in terms of your identity, and just in terms of the stuff you got going on. So this is likely why you feel out of control and you're not able to make consistent progress towards your long-term goals. That's why I think it's really important to really sit down and understand what your sense of ownership and identity looks like. So this personal operating system instead of boundaries and beliefs about yourself is something that you can return to when things get noisy. And I want to make it very clear that ownership is not ignoring the algorithm, it's not refusing feedback, it's not posting randomly, and it's not anti-growth either. Ownership is authorship. It's deciding what your autonomy, authority is and looks like, so that when you're showing up on YouTube and to your channel, you're showing up from a place of authority and not a place of insecurity. So let's talk about some of the internal rules that I feel like it's really important to work out with yourself so that you can begin to show up on YouTube with more confidence, ease, and less dread, overwhelm, or feeling of anxiety. So rule number one is I decide what success means before I publish. For me, I specifically am trained in content creation. I went to school for film and television, and so it was really hard for me not to get really nitpicky with what this looks like, because the reality is my channel isn't revenue generating at the moment. So I don't have all of this time to put into making my videos as beautiful and polished as I wanted to be. Right now, my goal is consistency and it's growing my foundation. So I really had to sit down and decide what is a good enough upload for me. When do I decide that this upload has bare bones enough of what it needs for the viewer to be engaged and resonate with it? And I had to get really honest, because some things where I was like, yeah, that's essential. It's like, no, it would improve engagement, but all the essentials for being engaging or a good understanding, concrete, concise piece of content is already there. So this took a lot of honesty and really untangling with myself and with the perfectionism that I struggle with and all the ideas and things that I wanted to incorporate. So for me, I had to really sit down and be like, okay, as long as the video has a really enticing intro and hook, all of my main points laid out, and in between those main points, I have my little title card so that visually people know, oh, this is a new point or a new topic we're talking about. And then throughout the video, I'll include little word pop-ups. And usually I'll do one or two max. I usually try to even just do one more extensive graphic, and I'll keep it at the beginning of the video because people don't normally, like on average, don't make it to the end. So I usually do all my like fancier edits, and I don't, by fancy, it's not fancy. I keep it so bare bones. There's so many times where I want to like animate something, but I just don't have the time. So I just have to make it appear with maybe a little sound effect, maybe even no sound effect, and keep it minimum. And honestly, that has not only taken away so much stress for me, but it's given me an idea of, okay, what is really good enough? We're starting there. Anything else is a bonus so that I don't get the shiny object eyes of being like, well, I can't post this because I didn't get to do that fun B-roll sequence that I wanted to try. It's like, well, babe, the due date's right now, and all of the essential things for the viewer to get what they need to out of the content is done. So it's time to post it now. So if you are someone who is also really avoidant when it comes to posting or taking action, or you're a big perfectionist like myself, really sit down and get honest with yourself. What does good enough look like? And be so for real. Because there's some things that we think, oh, I need all of these like things that all of the big people are doing. Look, you'll slowly be able to incorporate more and more of that in an edit over time as you build up your assets, because after you've already created it once, it's really easy to kind of use that in future edits as well, right? Without fully making something from scratch. So just slowly build that kind of stuff up over time and really just sit down and get really real about what is a want and what is a need, and then stick to the need. Okay, rule number 2, I design around my energy, not optimization. There are so many creators that have lots of really great tips, by the way, on like batch creating or doing specific content days, like having a set day out of the week for where they film their content. And for me, and just at the stage that I'm at right now, I am a solopreneur. I don't have a team of contractors. I'm not outsourcing anything at the moment. And my energy is very different day to day. So I may not film in the same day every week, but what I make sure I do is that every week I am filming something and I am editing something and I am posting something. I kind of have options in my brain where I know if I need to get a video up on Friday, okay, I need at least 2 days to edit that. Ideally, I would love 3, but 2 will take it. And based on the client work I have now, that means I need to film the video either Monday or Tuesday. So I give myself options like that. If Monday ends up getting a little bit too chaotic and too crazy, then what I'll do is I'll be like, oh, I'll film Tuesday. So creating in this way is really sustainable for my nervous system, and I protect what I want to repeat. So because I've really designed this structure in a way that offers a lot of flexibility and works with my energy and not against it, I have kind of created a more positive experience when it comes to outlining, filming, and editing. So it's made it a lot easier, especially in this first few weeks of January, to show up and repeat the thing and not feel really stressed out about it. Rule number 3 for myself is I use data as information, not identity. This is so important. Data can guide your decisions, but it should never define your worth. Your metrics are not a reflection of how good you are as a creator, how good your content is. It is just simply information. And the thing with YouTube is you can do so many things, all of the things within your control. You could make a killer video. You could do all the right things with the optimizing of the thumbnail and the title, and maybe you're even skilled at it and it's what you do for a living, right? But when you are starting out, it's normal for your metrics to suck for a while. And a lot of people get really concerned because they're like, well, why am I only getting a couple hundred views on my videos? But they don't even have like 1,000 subscribers yet. Even when you have 1,000 subscribers, you could be stuck in the 500 and below view jail for like 6 months, a year. It's not about the views, it's about how is my video performing compared to my last upload, or just compared to my uploads on average within the last like 60 to 90 days, right? If it's performing worse, well then that's really helpful information. Why is it performing worse? It could be so many things within your control, but it could be so many things that's out of your control. What's going on in the news cycle? Is it a holiday? There are so many things that could be happening that are just simply out of your control for why the video did bad. But also if it's a pattern, that's also really helpful too, because there might be some things within your control that you can change. Especially, for example, the time that you're posting, the subscribership example, like maybe you're posting at a day or time that's like way off from when your audience is generally most active on the platform. And especially if you don't have an audience on another platform like Instagram that you can send to your YouTube videos to help give them a little boost to signal to the algorithm within the first 24 to 48 that your video is worth pushing, then if you're posting it at a time where the people who are subscribed to you on YouTube aren't even going to see it anyways, like that's really going to hurt the performance of your video, especially short term when the algorithm is deciding whether or not this is a video worth pushing. Now, especially too, there's so many things to consider here because poor performance early on doesn't mean poor performance long term. I had clients where they posted videos that have gotten 100 views when they first posted it. 6 months later, it's at 10,000 views. So there's really a lot of things to keep in mind. But the biggest thing to note is that metrics are information, they're not verdicts. They don't mean anything about you as a person or about you as a creator. The last rule that I have for myself is that I really prioritize clarity and honesty within my messaging over the speed and scale at which I'm posting videos. I'd rather build slowly in the right direction than quickly in someone else's. So being really intentional about giving myself space to sit technology free in silence and write on paper my outlines, even rough copies of them, and increases my success rate of looking at an outline and being like, yeah, that's my voice, and I stand behind this message and what I'm saying. Especially if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of experience writing outlines, maybe you've been relying a lot on ChatGPT and you've been really struggling to define like what your voice sounds like and it's just not sounding like you. That's a good indicator that, taking a step back and thinking about, well, how would I explain this to my clients? Maybe even start recording your calls with clients or look back on your emails with clients or your videos that you've sent to clients and really listen to how you approach topics and how you explain them. Use those as a guide for writing in your voice instead of relying solely on a tool like ChatGPT to kind of tell you how you should structure a specific topic or talk about a certain thing. And the ways that this really changes the experiences of creating is that it gives you the ability to move without losing yourself. So many things become so much lighter, like deciding what to make, publishing content, being seen, experimenting with your videos. There's less drama, less self-judgment, and there's more room for play in your process, which when you're creating on a platform like YouTube is essential. We're world building here, okay? Your channel is essentially your corner of the internet that you're carving out, you're decorating. It's like your home that you're moving into, right? You decide what that looks and sounds and feels like. It's got your own unique lore to it. It has your own particular brand, style, way of speaking, expressing, teaching. And so really lean into that because I feel like that is one of the parts of YouTube that makes it so magical and so enjoyable and it really draws you in and gets you excited and wanting to create on the platform. So at the end of the day, your system, your own personal set of internal rules likely looks nothing like mine. And that's okay. It should feel like you. And when you really uncover and make clear lines for yourself, and not only how you are deciding to show up to the platform, but also your relationship to the platform, it puts you in a position where you are owning how you operate. Growth stops feeling like something that's happening to you and starts feeling like something that you're proactively participating in. And operating from that place might even help make the idea of growing feel a little bit less scary because that can really put us into inaction as well, right? The fear of success, the fear of being seen. If we feel more confident and comfortable in how we see the platform and how we're showing up for the platform, that helps to ease those worries a little bit because we are firm in what our goals are, what our why is, and who we are and how we're showing up. If you want to keep building your YouTube channel in a way that feels clear and sustainable, that's exactly what this channel is all about. So if that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe, like button, do all the things. And let me know in the comments below if any of these rules or systems that I put in place for myself got the wheels turning for you. I would love to know if you had any aha moments in terms of how you were approaching the platform, maybe in ways that you didn't even realize, and what you are excited about changing or refining so that YouTube feels more comfortable, it feels more fun, exciting, and you feel more confident and assured and excited and ready to show up. And if you like this video, I highly recommend that you watch this one next. Bye!